Welcome back to the Fruitful Bee. I just wanted to bring you in here this morning um, and show you a really good way of trapping the mono wasps. This is a Costco house that I got from somebody who just couldn't handle having so many mason bees around anymore. Um, and it's got the bamboo in it, which is not good. What the problem with the bamboo is that some of it is fairly thin, and so you end up getting mono wasps drilling through the walls because they can drill through up to an eighth of an inch. Also, they had a huge big can of reeds. Uh, they're I don't know if they're what kind of reed they are. If they're the who knows? There's a bunch of different kind of reeds you can get, but these are the same thing, and they're quite thin walled. So what I noticed when I had them out in my um, ranch, I guess you'd call it, up top, was that this was loaded with mono wasps. There was always a concentration on this thing of the mono wasp. So I took this is just a sheet of material that I got from a lady at an Indian store. It's a fine mesh, the kind of thing they wear quite often. And it's just I don't know, 4 or 5 foot square sheet of, I guess it's a yard or so, of this material. And then what I've done is I've wrapped it around this and this. And I think in the back here, there's also some cardboard tubes from last year that were in this. So what my friend was doing was he was just taking a bundle of cardboard tubes and putting them in there. And that's even worse because the tubes are even easier for the wasps to get through. Here's some tubes here. These are, see how they're in wood? This is a Busy Bee Creations little house. And see, they're inside wood, so they can't get into them. This little bit that's sticking out here there's nothing there anyway because the mason bee queen doesn't lay an egg in the last cell. So let's see if I can get this one out of here. I didn't seem to have any real success with this house. I'm not sure why. It was just in the wrong location, I think. I think it was too hot. So you see how thin these walls are. These are less than an eighth of an inch. They're probably, well, they're pretty close to it. Very easy for the wasp to drill through the cardboard, especially. Sorry, it's out of focus. So this thing was just jammed full of these things. And of course, you've got all kinds of holes between the tubes where these little wasps can walk through quite easily. So in this nest, in this trap I have, you can see every day I come out here and there's probably 30 more that have hatched. 30 more of the monos that have hatched. So I just go through and you can see the carnage. There's dead wasps all over the place. Some of them are getting out, and you know, I'm not really worried about one or two getting out. This is nature at its work, right? What we've done, we've created this place here for them to. So here's one here. So all I do, I just come along. Where'd he go? He saw me and left. There he is. And I just squish him. So they're all over the place. Another one there. They're tough though. And they're quick. So once they get out, they're hard to get. So what happened here is nature has taken advantage of this. The mason bees have gone nuts in here, gone nuts in the cardboard tubes, and in the bamboo, and also in the block that's in here. But unfortunately, the wasp can get in so easily that they have laid tons of eggs. In fact, I put leaf cutter cocoons out. My little garage, my little shed here is such a mess. I put leaf cutter cocoons out, And I think they were attacked before they even had a chance to hatch, because they haven't done anything. So I put them in this net to see if what comes out. I have a hunch what's going to happen is the mono wasps are going to start coming out, because I think they got a hold of the leafcutter cocoons while they were starting to pupate when we put them out. So I think I lost all my leafcutters. Now it's possible that they weren't protected properly when they were originally hatched from the company that produced them. And so I have also done the same thing where my leaf cutters are just in cardboard tubes. Well, the mono wasps can get in there and lay into the cardboard tube. So really, you're really, if you're going to take care of mason bees and raise mason bees, you're going to increase the food source for parasites, and nature's going to try to find a balance and lower that down. When there's too many deer in an area, the wolf population goes up. Once the deer die off, the wolf population goes down. It's a balance. Nature's always trying to find a balance. And so if you're going to get involved in raising mason bees, please either use a nest like this, where the tubes or the paper go into a protected hole, or where you use what's called a laminate. This is a laminate house that I make. Those are 5/16 holes, and I know they're all the same, and yes, I know not every bee is all the same. However, when you're making them on a commercial level, you can't really change the hole much. But these can come apart, and so they you can take them apart, and you can clean out the grooves that are inside there. And you can clean them out, and then you can clean off the cocoons, you can candle them and see what's inside your cocoons and get rid of the majority of your parasites. You're always going to have some parasites. There's not really much you can do about it, but trying to mitigate it as much as possible. And this is one way of doing it. I've got a trap here that's basically just keeping them all in here. I can come out. The other day there was a leafcutter bee that had escaped, and so I just opened it up, and a couple of wasps got out, but the leafcutter bee got out, and I let him go off to do his thing, and he'll find a hole somewhere and continue. I don't know if it was a boy or a girl. I have no idea. So most of any livestock, you call it, that's in here has been decimated because of the number of the mono wasps. So we'll get in here, we'll crack all these cocoons open and get them out, and we'll candle them all. But in the meantime, they are staying in this net, and thank you very much to the great fine clothing that the East Indians wear. It is a perfect net because they can't chew through it. It's too fine. They can't get a grip on it. A leafcutter bee probably could, and a mason bee probably could, because they have such strong chompers. So I'm just going to keep on killing these things. Seriously, I probably come out here every day, 20 or 30 wasps. So keeping them out of, they're not going to find anything to get into in my farm, but they're going to go into the rest of the neighborhood, the rest of nature. They're going to find other pollinators, and they're going to, try to keep that balance unnaturally. So it's only if you're going to raise mason bees, please, you need to realize that you are also increasing the level of parasites in your area, and you need to make sure you mitigate those. Be that pollen mites, very common, wasps, very common. Now we have the Houdini fly, which we have to watch for, and doing the clean out. As soon as we open it up, we find a cell, and it's full of wasp, little white little white grubs, or yellow grubs, which are the Houdini fly. Nasty. So it really behooves us to take care of. If we're going to upset the balance, then we need to upset the predator balance also, and not allow it to increase. Or we're going to harm other natural things that are not in our area. Like it happens everywhere. put in a farm for cattle, the runoff harms the waterways. It's just, so you have to mitigate that harm. It's just the way it is. So anyway, as my gardening friend says, nature is always right. And if you're going to get involved with nature, you got to learn to play the game. And it's kind of nasty sometimes. So cheers. Have yourselves a great summer. Thanks for watching. Take care.